Hi, welcome to another installment of the Luxdates First Date Kit. Today we're talking about exes and whether you should mention them on a first date. Imagine this. You're going on a date, you're really looking forward to it, be it with a man or with a woman, and the person calls you up and says, "Hey, do you mind if I bring somebody?" And you would think, that's a little bit strange, but you're really looking forward to the date, so you say, "Oh, okay." And then the person would say, "Well, do you mind if I bring my ex?" Now, what would your reaction be? You'd probably say, "Ooh, this is quite uncomfortable. And why does this person feel the need to bring her ex?" When we talk about exes on a first date, that's exactly what we're doing. We're bringing the ex to the first date. And as you can imagine, it's not a good position to be in if you're the other person. So, what kind of emotions do exes trigger in us? The emotions that they trigger in us can be positive or negative, depending on how the relationship has been or how the relationship has ended. So, if the emotion is positive and you're talking about your ex in a positive way, it could make the other person feel insecure because inevitably they will start comparing themselves. So if you say, for instance, "Oh, my ex was a great swimmer," or he read a lot, or he was a professor of economics, then the other person will inevitably think, "Well, I'm not such a good swimmer," or I don't even have an academic title, and they might feel bad. So that's one element. The other element is if the relationship has ended negatively and you have negative emotions about your ex, then this will have negative emotions on you, and somehow the date will sour, and the um, the atmosphere won't be as easygoing. Um, why? So I always wonder, why is there a need for people to even talk about an ex on their first date? And it's something that a lot of people do. Um, the reason is that we talk about what we know. It's a point of reference, and the last relationship is a point of reference. So from a human point of view, it's quite natural for us to talk about that person. But we need to take into consideration the other person, and the other person may feel uncomfortable. Also, people have a tendency that they want to be completely transparent right from the start, and complete transparency at such an early stage in a relationship or in an acquaintance is not a good idea. There's this idea of TMI, too much information, oversharing, and it's simply not appropriate for that type of for that type of connection. So, does that mean you should make a big secret about your ex? No, absolutely not. You should be uh, you you should feel in balance about this topic, but you shouldn't go into depth. So if somebody asks you, "So what about your last relationship? What happened? Blah blah. I want to know," then you can say, "Of course I had a relationship, and I'm happy to talk about it, but I would like to save this for a future conversation, and I want to focus on you this evening. So let's make this evening just for ourselves." Um, And then if you want to talk about your former relationship at a later point in time, when you see the person again, or the second or third date, by all means, talk about it. Just remember, whatever you say and how you say it, and how you speak about your ex says a lot about you. So if you if the relationship was positive, by all means, speak in positive, maybe not glowing terms, but speak in positive terms of your ex. If the relationship was negative, do not um, uh, do not drag your ex through the mud, because that would not reflect well on you. So if you talk very negatively about your ex, the other person will think, that's it's not a very appreciative way. And what about me? What if I'm the ex of this person? Will they drag me through the mud? So it's not good. So when you feel the need to talk about your ex, make sure that you speak in terms of appreciation. So in general, I wouldn't recommend bringing up the ex on a first date. I also wouldn't recommend completely avoiding the topic. You don't want to seem like you have something to hide. But there's a time and place for everything, and there's certainly a time and place to talk about the ex. It's just not the first date. That's my recommendation. So until next time, I wishing you a wonderful week. And next time we will talk about values, and I have invited an expert to talk with me about values and how they impact our relationships, and how to bring values also, or the topic of values, to your first date. Until then, I wish you all the best, and speak soon. Bye bye.